When most people think of World War I, they picture muddy trenches in Europe, soldiers in steel helmets, and battles fought far from home. But there is a powerful part of this history that is often overlooked: the story of Black people in World War I. More than 1 million people of African descent contributed to the war effort across the world. They fought, labored, nursed, transported supplies, and held nations together while facing racism, segregation, and inequality at the same time. For many Black people, World War I was not just one war, it was two wars. One against enemy nations abroad, and one against injustice at home. This is their story. World War I began in 1914 and quickly expanded into a global conflict. European empires pulled resources and people from across their colonies, including Africa and the Caribbean. At the same time, Black Americans were living under Jim Crow laws, a system of racial segregation that denied basic rights and dignity. Lynching, voter suppression, and economic inequality were widespread. Despite this reality, when the United States entered the war in 1917, many Black Americans saw military service as a possible path toward citizenship recognition, respect, and expanded civil rights. There was hope that proving loyalty and bravery would finally lead to equality. About 370,000 Black Americans served in the U.S. Army during World War I. However, the military was strictly segregated. Most Black soldiers were assigned to labor battalions, construction units, supply and transportation roles. They built roads, unloaded ships, dug trenches, cooked meals, and handled dangerous logistics, often closer to the front lines than combat troops, but without recognition. Many white officers believed racist ideas that Black soldiers were unfit for combat. As a result, only about 40,000 Black soldiers saw direct combat. One of the most famous Black units was the 369 Infantry Regiment, known as the Harlem Hellfighters. Because the U.S. military refused to place them under white American combat units, they were assigned to fight alongside the French Army, which treated them with more respect. The Harlem Hellfighters spent more time on the front lines than any other American unit, never lost a trench, never had a soldier captured, never retreated. They fought with courage under constant danger. Many members were awarded the French Croix de Guerre, one of France's highest military honors. Yet when they returned home, they were still denied equal rights. World War I was truly global, and Black soldiers came from across the African diaspora. Colonial powers like France, Britain, and Belgium recruited hundreds of thousands of African soldiers and laborers. Many were forced or pressured into service. They fought in Europe, the Middle East, and Africa itself. They endured harsh conditions, poor supplies, racist treatment, and high death rates. Yet their contributions were critical to the war effort. Caribbean soldiers, men from Jamaica, Trinidad, Barbados, and other islands joined the British West Indies Regiment. They served with discipline and pride, but often faced discrimination and unequal pay. These experiences would later fuel anti-colonial movements and demands for independence. Black women also played an essential role in World War I. They served as nurses, caregivers, clerical workers, and factory laborers. Despite being highly trained, Black nurses were often rejected or only accepted near the end of the war. At home, Black women filled industrial jobs and supported their communities while advocating for racial and gender justice. Their labor kept families, factories, and movements alive. After the war ended in 1918, Black veterans returned home expecting change. Instead, they faced continued segregation, violence, discrimination, and job loss. In 1919, racial tensions exploded in what became known as the Red Summer, with racist attacks on Black communities across the United States. However, something had changed. Black veterans returned with military training, global awareness, and a stronger sense of dignity. They were less willing to accept injustice. The experiences of Black people in World War I had lasting effects. They helped spark the Harlem Renaissance anti-colonial movements in Africa and the Caribbean, and early foundations of the civil rights movement, Black service members proved their courage beyond doubt, even when the system refused to recognize it. Their legacy reminds us that history is incomplete when these stories are ignored. Black people in World War I fought for nations that did not always fight for them. They showed resilience, bravery, and hope in the face of injustice. Their story is not just about war, it is about dignity, resistance, and the long road toward freedom, and it deserves to be remembered. Black people didn't just witness World War I, they shaped it. They served with courage, dignity, and determination, even when their humanity was questioned. Their fight didn't end on the battlefield. It continued at home, in their communities, and through generations that followed. If this story taught you something new, share it. If it moved you, talk about it. And if you believe these stories deserve space in our history, support this channel. Like this video, subscribe for more untold stories, and turn on notifications so we keep honoring the past while shaping the future. Because history isn't just what we're taught, it's what we choose to remember.